Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video we got a quick update here talking about some training camp cuts and waiver updates from the past day. We'll get to all of that coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the Internet Hockey channel. Before we get into this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank you for all your support when you're with all of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget the subscribe button down below and don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below so we can all discuss today's video. Now, we're going to do another quick update here. I'm still working on that video I took yesterday, talking about some signings and updates from over the past couple of days. But we did get all of the waiver updates from yesterday today, so I'm just going to do a quick video talking about that, plus some of the training camp cuts from yesterday. Apologies if there's some background noise, some things are going on today, so apologies if you can hear that. But in today's video, we've got some interesting updates. So we're going to start here with the training camp cuts from yesterday. We had a lot of interesting players be cut from training camp. For the Bruins, they sent down 14 players, including Veal, Patera, Merkulov, Lysell, Edward, Duran, and a couple of other guys. So interesting note there. The Carolina Hurricanes sent down 21 players, including Trikazov, Suzuki, Sorum, Slavin, Nadeau, Morrow, Martin, Legao, Honka, Helmosalami, Gunler, and a couple of other guys. So interesting note there. The Chicago Blackhawks sent down 12 players, including Doc, Dalmaestro, Gutman, Korchinski, Nazer, Slaggert, and a couple of other guys. The Columbus Blue Jackets sent down Dante Matejchuk, so not too surprising there. Dallas Stars sent down 6 players who were on waivers the previous day, so interesting note there. The Detroit Red Wings sent down 12 players, including Brandstrom, Nygaard, Kosa, Danielson, Kasper, Mazur, Soderblom, Vero, and Willander, so interesting note there. The Edmonton Oilers sent down 5 players, including a couple of guys who are on waivers and Noah Phillips, so interesting note there. The Panthers sent down Matt Kiersted and Will Lockwood. The LA Kings sent down 4 players, including Andre Lee. The New Jersey Devils sent down 5 players, including Nico Dawes and a couple of guys on waivers. New York Rangers sent down Connor Mackey. Seattle Kraken sent down Hayden and Mahura. San Jose Sharks sent down 4 players, including Sheldon and White. Blues sent down 9 players, including Hunter Skinner, Dylan Peterson, Matthias Laferriere, Dalibor Dvorsky, and Zach Dean, so interesting note there. The Tampa Bay Lightning sent down 9 players, including Goncalves, Dylan Duke, Maxim Groshev, and a couple of guys on waivers. So interesting note there, lots of players who were cut yesterday. On top of that, Carter Yakimchuk, who had been spending the majority of the camp with the Islanders, has also been cut. He had a fantastic preseason. It's going to be a fantastic future top 4 defenseman for the Sens, but for his development, they do send him down to the minors here to start the year, so interesting note there. And lastly, going over to the waiver wire. Now, as we talked about in our last video, the waiver wire yesterday was the last one before the rosters needed to be finalized. So just a recap here of players who were on waivers yesterday. Patrick Brown, Brandon Bussi, Yuri Patera, Bill Sweezy, and Jeffrey Veal were on waivers for Boston. Kale Clegg, James Reimer, and Lucas Rusick were on waivers for Buffalo. Devin Cooley, Jacob Pelletier, and Cole Schwind were on waivers for Calgary. Josiah Slavin, Smith, and Ryan Suzuki were on waivers for Carolina. Isaiah Phillips was on waivers for Chicago. Sheldon Dries, Justin Holl, Will Lagesson, Brogan Rafferty, and Joel Snively were on waivers for Detroit. Josh Brown, Drake Caggiula, Raphael Lavoie, and Oliver Rodrigo on waivers for Edmonton. Copley, Fagimo, and Stanichko on waivers for LA. Delgazzo were on waivers for Nashville. Bowers, DeSimone, Foote, and White were on waivers for New Jersey. Bolduc, Engvall, Svashing, Foodie, Hogberg, Hutton, Karlstrom, and Skarek were on waivers for NYI. Matthew Robertson was on waivers for New York. Adam Gaudette and Jan Jenik were on waivers for Ottawa. Pittsburgh had Aho and Imama on waivers. St. Louis had Schwinneman and Tucker on waivers. Tampa had Leonin, Santini, Goncalves on waivers. Murray and Rife were on waivers for Toronto. Villalta was on waivers for Utah. Brannstrom was on waivers for Vancouver. Aston Reese, Legzinski, and Romberg were on waivers for Vegas. Shepard was on waivers for Washington, and Anderson Dolan was on waivers for Winnipeg. So it was a long laundry list of players to replace on waivers. You usually see this before the season starts, a long list of players get placed on waivers, and then there's always a handful that wind up getting claimed. And there was today. So there were 5 waiver claims. One of them wasn't surprising. Yuri Patera, who we talked about, was on waivers for the Boston Bruins, recently claimed off waivers from the Vancouver Canucks, was reclaimed by Vancouver, and Vancouver was the only team who put a claim in for him. So with that in mind, Patera can now be sent down to the minors for Vancouver, so it's really good news for the Canucks as they get their 3rd-string goaltender back in Yuri Patera. The other 4 were pure waiver claims. First, the Columbus Blue Jackets, who we know are looking for some more depth adds on the forward group, claimed Zach Aston Reese from Vegas. Didn't make the Golden Knights roster. He He's a decent player, can play as 12th, 13th forward, can be a serviceable penalty killer, so that could be a really good pickup there for the Jackets, and I think that could be a really good opportunity for Aston Reese to sort of resurrect his career after a few years of being bounced around the NHL. Then we saw the Anaheim Ducks, with John Gibson being out right now, needed some more goaltending help as Gibson's going to miss the first few weeks of the season, so they claimed James Reimer off of waivers from Buffalo, so that's not too surprising in my opinion. They'll have a Reimer-Doe style tandem to start the season until Gibson gets back, at which point they'll probably re-put Reimer on waivers, so it's a pretty good pickup there for the Ducks as they are able to add a solid backup goaltender. And then the Golden Knights claimed 2 players, and they weren't the players you'd expect. First, they claimed Cole Schwinn from Calgary, not Jacob Pelletier, who I thought would have been definitely claimed yesterday, so that's a really good pickup there for the Golden Knights. Schwinn, I think it's a little bit early for him. I still think he should have some AHL time, but he's looked good at the AHL level. Could be a solid fourth, third line forward there for the Golden Knights. That's pretty good, but Lavoie, that could be a really solid pickup. We've seen the Golden Knights do really well with some waiver claims over the past couple of years. Take Michael Amadio, for instance. He worked out perfectly. This sort of feels like the similar scenario. Lavoie, for the past 2 to 3 years, has been trying to make the Oilers roster, has not been able to. He seems like a guy who can fit in the top 9 and thrive with the Vegas Golden Knights, especially with all their losses that they had this offseason. So in my opinion, pretty good waiver claims there, as Reimer is heading to Anaheim, Pater's going back to Vancouver and most likely going back to the AHL. Zach Aston Reese heads to Columbus after Vegas put him on waivers, and to replace him, the Golden Knights have claimed Lavoie and Schwinn off of waivers. So interesting out there, but some interesting waiver placements from the past couple of days, and those guys were the ones who were claimed. So guys like Pelletier, Busey, a couple of other guys who I thought could have been claimed yesterday do wind up clearing. So interesting note there. One player has been placed on waivers today, and that's Austin Watson. Players who sign now can be placed on waivers and potentially still be demoted. So we'll have to wait and see on if Watson starts the season with Detroit or not. But he is on waivers. My guess would be he probably clears. On top of that, we have heard more updates that Nikita Chibrikov and Brad Lambert are going to start the season in the AHL and have been sent down to the minors for the Jets. So interesting note there, but some more training camp cuts from our past couple days. So I'm going to be back later today, hopefully, maybe early tomorrow, with a full list of all the teams' lineups. I'm going to do a video just going to be breaking down each team's rosters to start the season. They're 23, 22, 21, or 20-man rosters to start the season. We'll see how cap compliant they are, and we'll see what sort of surprises they are. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for my video that I'm still editing from yesterday, talking about some trade rumors from our past couple of days. But just to recap, those were the waiver updates and the training camp cuts from our past couple of days. Definitely. That's all I'm going to talk for today. I'll let you guys thoughts on all this down in the comment section below. What do you think about the waiver updates and training camp cuts? Any camp cuts surprising to you? And are there any surprises on the waiver wire? Definitely let your guys thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. So I'm going to talk for today. I'm going to like this video. If you're watching, subscribe down below. Thank you for all your support. We're now to love you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below, and don't forget to comment down in the comment section below so if else got today's video. I also have a blog, talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. So if you check that out, leave links in the description below. And I can't see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.